And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals of Sparkling Tuna Cup number 74. We have returned here with our PvP once again. No Zerg today. Smooch. We're just gonna commit here to the non-stop PvPs. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the pink Polish Protoss player. Representing the Platinum Heroes, it is ArT. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the teal Protoss player, the teal Protoss himself from the land of the UK. It is Eva. We go. As we are going to be settling in, and we are going to be embracing our semifinals match. And before I forget, if you're in the chat, predictions now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as the predictions are upon us. And coming into this, I mean, it's going to be a close one. I do favor ArT. I mean, Eva, his Protoss is pretty damn good. It is a good, he has been focusing on it. He has been improving at it. That is true, but I do lean towards ArT here. Despite that, Eva is still not one to count out, and this could still go either way. I want to believe, at least. I do want to believe. So we do settle in. So far, 2-gate opener all around. There's no worker out on the map to go for a proxy pylon. There's no setup here. Not yet. At least. So we are going to be settling in. So we'll be settling in. And it looks like, at least for the time being, we're not going to be embracing any kind of crazy proxies, either a fake proxy pylon or a real one. Second pylon gets placed in the main. Likewise, second pylon in the main base for ArT as well. So far, so good. Pylons are placed. Behind this, we can get into our tech of choice, and our opener is going to be a sentry into expand. And again, welcome one and all to Ultra Love. I'm a little bit surprised we actually didn't set up on the low ground here. There's no gate expand, there's no greedy economic opener, despite how defensive you can be on Ultra Love. There's an Nexus on the way for ArT, and we should soon be seeing one from Eva as well. Here we go. Eva throwing down his own pylon to get a read on the initial units of choice. It's going to be the sentry here, of course, from ArT. Eva gets the hell out of there, and we can calm things down and embrace our longer game state. So now it is just going to be our 2 gateways into a robo for both ArT and Eva. Getting into our robo tech, working towards eventual prisms, eventual early immortal production. Both players so far are keeping up with each other. I'm unfamiliar if they do practice together. I know they're both on the same team, and I do know that they, of course, compete in team leagues together. But outside of that, I'm not too familiar with the structure of the Platinum Heroes. But so far, I mean, one is looking much like the other. You know, some slight variations here, and Nexus does finish slightly faster for ArT. Nexus slightly later here for Eva, but only by a couple of seconds, so no major deviations, not yet. Also want to see in the chat, hello Rowdy, hello Papi, hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Good to see you. Good to see you always. As we have our Forge follow-up here from Eva, getting into faster upgrades. Both players still embracing immortal production, and we have yet to really tech in either direction. There we go, for the first time, Twilight Council for ArT. Working towards Blink, potentially even skipping it and going straight into charge. Does have the option, as we are settling in. I'm going to be settling in here. And settle in. Hallucinations just scouting the main, checking the natural and the main base. No major tech yet as additional gateways are being thrown now. We're still staying on 2 bases. Get 2 more gates on the way. Temple Archives working towards Archons. Likewise, Eba doing the same. Let's go. Both players going to charge the Archon. No blink. I mean, there is like an upgrade lead here for Eba. I will say that. Oh, I should also. There we go. There's an upgrade lead for Eba. But still a slight advantage here. As still neither player will expand. Immortal drop into the main. Let's go. Picks off a Stalker. Nice pick up here for ArT. Dropping into the mineral line. Oh! Getting 2, getting 3 probes. Getting a 4th probe. Not bad. 4 probe kills and ArT will get away. We'll slip out. We'll get out of the main. So ArT is looking for another way in so far, taking a little bit of shield damage, but nothing too major, as he's just keeping Eba pinned back at home. And is expanding and taking his own 3rd. So ArT will take the economic lead, Eba slightly behind him in that 3rd base timing. +2 has begun for Eba. +2 on the way. It's still building up. ArT back at home, hasn't really begun his own upgrades. Still focusing on more Immortals, more Archons, still building up. And there's going to be a window here. There's going to be a timing where Eba does have that upgrade lead. Those upgrades. Meanwhile, War Prism rotating back in towards the natural. Getting behind the mineral line. Oh! Does finally take some hull damage, but will escape. Does get out of there. Can always recall back home as well. And here comes ArT. Pushes through the center. Oh, as Eba's not quite in position, the 3rd base is going to be denied. Yeah, there's a massive cancel here on the 3rd. Eba not quite ready for this. As ArT takes a massive supply lead. Up in Zealots, up in Archons. The Immortals aren't with the main army, which is concerning. Oh no! Prism gets caught out. Massive pick off. Prism goes down. ArT gets punished. Eba getting his 3rd. And now ArT does fall behind significantly here when it comes to the Immortal count. Eba can try to move out. +1 is almost done. So there's going to be that window where he does have that upgrade lead. Until then, just going to be reinforcing. ArT's still building up. And we do see ArT continuing to take up as well. I mean, he does have the economic lead. He's working towards a 2nd robo into a bay, into disruptors. Disruptor production on the horizon. So far, catching reinforcing workers. Not bad. Peeling off a couple of Zealots towards the natural. And Eba, he's going to try to break out. Oh, that's a lot of Archons here from both sides. Zealots, they charge in. Archon should shut them down. But it looks like with reinforcers ArT, he's going to overwhelm. Yeah, it breaks through the Archons. With the help of the shield battery, though, Eba, he is going to be able to hold on. Shield battery putting in a lot of work. Overcharge now on cooldown. But it's still just too much. Yeah, ArT, he breaks through the front lines, takes down the Archons, takes down the Immortals. And from here, GG gets called. ArT will take game number 1. GG. kind of a weird kind of scenario, not gonna lie, where we had both players just kind of mirroring each other, you know, staying on two bases a little bit longer, embracing charged on Archon Immortal, getting to a slower third. Alas, ArT, he was in control thanks to his Prism, of course, across the map, was able to get some probe kills, more importantly, able to gain economic damage. Sure, the War Prism did go down, that was a pretty crucial moment, but, I mean, outside of that, ArT was able to deny the third base, take an economic lead, and take a supply lead as well because of that. And with that, GG. GG, well played. ArT does take a 1-0 advantage, and we're now getting ready for game number 2. Now getting into game number 2 here. It's going to be on ley lines. Going to be loading into that second game, and we'll see if we can bounce back. We'll see if we can force an ace match out of this. For the time being, though, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the pink Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes, leading the series 1-0. It is ArT. And spawning in the top right. Oh, I forgot to reset. God damn it. Spawning in the top right-hand corner. We have his opponent. We have the teal Protoss player also representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eva. Let's go. God. I will reset the casting tool after this series. I promise. I'll get around to it. Now we are settling in. And again, it was a really relatively passive game one. You know, both players just kind of building up and getting to their own game states. It does kind of make sense on Ultra Love just because you are quite defendable on two bases. We'll see if we do embrace something similar here on ley lines. Now, what I will say is that the third base is much more fortifiable here on ley lines, thanks to the ramps, thanks to the choke points as well. I do think you can secure yourself a little bit easier on this map, but we'll see what our players will embrace and if we head in a similar direction. Here we go. As it is going to be that 2-gate opener for ArT. Likewise, 2-gate opener out of Eva. Probe moves out. Last game, we had no proxy pylon or even a fake proxy pylon. There was no kind of commitment out on the map. But this time, ArT does skirt around the edge. Does skirt around the right-hand side. Is going to be setting up here in the center. Going for the pylon. And it looks like this time he might just commit. Yeah, the probe does stick around. This is relatively close by ground. I would not be opposed to a proxy robo in this position. It does look like it could be able to reinforce quite well. We'll see if he commits or if he does go for something a little bit different. As the side of the core is just now finishing up, and ArT will commit. And there it is, a proxy robo, one base all in. It's going to be a one base all in here out of ArT. He's going to be moving out. Meanwhile, Eva behind this. We'll see if he can get a read on what's happening as he is looking to expand. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So, Sentry into Nexus. This is a very greedy build here out of Eba. Thankfully, the Sentry will allow him to scout, but this is a really risky maneuver here. Eba cutting a lot of corners. And he might just be punished for this. We'll see. Outside of a Nexus first, this is as greedy as you can be in PvP. Hallucinations are moving out. We have one towards the left, one towards the right, thanks to the NG overcharge, of course. Plenty of NG. And Eba, he will scout. Oh my god. The power of 2 sentries. Eba now knows. The robo is spotted. A one base all in is upon us. And Eba, can he prepare in time? Can he survive? Going for his own defensive robo. Sentries are amassing. Sentries are building up. Hallucination moves out. Of course, Eba, I mean, he saw everything he needed to. Second shield battery on the way. As ArT does reinforce. The Immortal has arrived. There's just not much here. There's just not much here to work with. And yeah, the Immortal is pushing forward. Nice force fields that will buy some time. Eba does pull back. Overcharge here on the shield battery. Eba fighting quite well here. Locks down the Immortal. Can he get it? Can he get the Immortal? The boys are being pulled and the Immortal will survive. Yeah, it does kite back. Does kite to safety. In saying that though, yeah, the Prism arrives as well. We'll juggle it back. We'll keep it alive. Nice control out of ArT. Saves the Stalkers, reinforcements on the way. And ArT can keep pushing. Ooh, one Stalker goes down. Nice pickoff here from Eva. It's going to be a nice pickoff. ArT dropping into the main. Oh! Force field on the ramp, catching another immortal with nice moves here out of ArT. Does lock down the army. But it's still taking it slow. Force field runs out. ArT pushes, sorry, Eva pushes in. And can he catch that immortal? Takes down two of the Stalkers. Two Stalkers go down. Eva, he does still have that economic lead. And Eva, he's holding. Yeah, he is holding on. Shuts down the army, the Stalkers. The immortal almost goes down as well. He does reinforce and Eva holds. He's holding, but I say that there is a second immortal, true. Is working through the shield batteries. But the supply in favor of Eva. Forces back ArT. ArT rotating over into the main. Again, no expansion behind this. There's no follow-up. There's no setup. There's nothing else here. Let's see, but he might lose a couple of units here and there, but he still maintains a lead. ArT reinforcing with the depths. Depths, they threaten a shade. Well, more depths, more sentries on the way. ArT is still in this. ArT, he has maintained the immortal count over the course of this all-in. He's up to 3 immortals. Up! Triggers the shields. Does trigger the shields. Shading past the army. And ArT is going to commit. Does commit and takes out the sentries. Nice force fields though. Most of the immortals, they can't really engage. The force fields are putting in a lot of work, but that's still 4 immortals for ArT. Oh my god. Such a heavy immortal count. And despite buying so much time, it looks like ArT, yeah, he has enough. He barely does have enough here. Breaks through the front lines, gets up with the shield battery. The boys are being pulled. Down to 1 immortal though. And ArT is done it. GG gets called. ArT, he will overwhelm, and he will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. ArT, he will snowball out of control. Again, he built up towards, what was it, 4 immortals at the end of the game. They were just such a heavy immortal count. And again, it all came down to the control of ArT. He was able to maintain that immortal count, able to save the immortals over the course of all those fights, and built up towards that final push. Eva almost stabilized. Almost, Pappy, almost. He was so close to pulling that off. But it was just really unfortunate that Eva, of course, he went for a very greedy opener. Remember, it was a sentry into Nexus, so as economic as you can be. Was an awkward start for Eva, and he had a bit of a hard time keeping up. Almost did, but alas, GG. GG, well played. ArT does take the series, and with that, we are heading over to the upper semifinals. Let's go.